Guys, the Lakers have to play a basketball game tonight. And by the way, the Portland Trailblazers do also. I saw Dame Lillard downstairs earlier just being dropped kind of in the middle of this. And Carmelo Anthony, who was close to Kobe Bryant, he's just not going to play tonight. And he's played a couple games since Kobe passed, but just being here tonight in this building, I think the emotion of maybe having to play against LeBron and sort of against that Laker uniform, he is taking the night for personal reasons, and we can all understand that.
Absolutely.
As a player, how would you approach being in this ceremony and getting through this game tonight?
I think it hits everybody a little bit different. You know what I mean? I think some guys are looking forward to the escape of actually playing. You know what I mean? That's our 2.5 hour where we just try to clear everything out of our head as much as possible and focus on the task at hand. You know, I played the day after my mom died because that's where I found a little bit of solemn, a little bit of brief relief. You know what I mean? I think in the midst of a game, you don't feel it, but as soon as the timeouts hit, the end of the quarter hits, you're sitting on the bench, you kind of resort back to what's hurting, and it's going to be a tough night.
Well, I agree with Matt. I think, you know, yesterday I was saying that you never know as far as with your emotions, but as a basketball player, and if you're a jail-type locker room, you got a real brotherhood, and we call it our sanctuary. Because it's a lot of guys in there that can relate to one another outside, you know, and so you pull together as brothers and as teammates. And like you said, once you get between those lines and the game start, you know, that's like a sanctuary for us.
So that's for the guys playing. But, Coach, if you had to be Frank Vogel tonight, how do you do? You've got to prep a game plan, first of all, get them to pay attention to going over film before the game, and then in the game. How do you do that?
I think you stay brief with the prep stuff, and you lean on your assistant coaches to keep corralling guys and keeping them tight together. And you really just talk about, you know, obviously the start of the game will be extremely emotional, but at some point it will settle in and become a basketball game because a lot of guys, like you said, it is their sanctuary, and those guys that they're out there with are really the only people that understand emotionally what each guy is going through. So you want to lean on each other as much as possible, and as a coach, I try to preach that.
And by the way, the fans, obviously, it's a big ticket to be in here tonight. A lot of fans feel like this is how they can be connected to Kobe. I just checked the secondary market scene here. The cheapest ticket tonight right now going for $700. Tickets going for $3,000 a pop. I will say I checked Stubhub, and on their site they say that all the transaction fees are going to go to the Mamba on 3 campaign. The NBA and the Players Association also announcing donating $100,000 to the Mamba on 3 campaign, which is going to go toward, again, Vanessa Bryant came out and said, the other families. And I think that's an important part of tonight, too. You know, the families who are on that helicopter were there. They weren't just random families, right? They were part of the Bryant's world, and they were just as important to this family and this team as anyone else. And you're going to hear about them tonight, too. I think that's a big deal.
Actually, I absolutely think that's very important, you know, considering, you know, 2 of Gigi's teammates were on the plane with her. You know what I mean? So people she saw often, playing all the time. And obviously, Kobe and Gigi take the center stage because they're known around the world. But like you said, you know, the other losses are no less. It's going to be hard for everyone, but I definitely think it's important for them to be honored. And like you said, there's stories told as well, not just pictures.
Absolutely.
There's so much pressure on the Lakers from here on out as well because, look, the trade deadline is in a week, which is crazy to think about. We would be talking about this all week on The Jump, but we have barely mentioned it. They have to be a basketball team really starting after this. The Lakers were expected to maybe compete for the NBA title. What do you do for the rest of the season knowing that could crush you if you don't play it right?
You go about your day like Kobe would. You put in that time. You don't cheat each other. You come to work every day and you do extra. And you put it all on the line because that's how Kobe would have done it. And you be able to walk away from the season knowing that you did everything you could to honor his legacy.
I mean, look, I've said a bunch. I hope that no one out there feels they have to, quote, win it for Kobe, because there's so much out there that you can't control as a player. You can't know for sure you're going to be able to win it for Kobe. All you could do is try to win it for Kobe.
All you could do is be great. And in my opinion, I'm going about life, and I think everybody should, in honoring Kobe, is that when adversity hits or when times get tough, you should live by the motto of what would Kobe do. I think that'll help you get through things. You know, you should want to be great. I know I want to be great as a TV analyst. He making me put my all into it. And, you know, I know Coach Fields want to be great at what he's doing. I know you want to be great now. And Matt also, like, that's that inspiration that you get from Kobe. And, you know, before I finish talking, I just want to tell y'all again that I appreciate being able to be up here with all you.
Same
with
here,
you,
brother.
Rachel, with you, Coach Fizz, and you, my brother Matt, because you just never know.
Because you were with LeBron earlier this week at his son's basketball game. If anyone is equipped to handle, who has been dealing with unrelenting pressure, is he ready for this tonight?
Absolutely. And like you said, he has been built for this. He has gone through so much adversity throughout his career, the criticisms, the ups, the downs. This guy he's supposed to be here in this moment with everything that's going on.